Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to work out the hours worked per day. Now this is using the Google Sheets version of a spreadsheet. If you want to, you can use Microsoft Excel, and there is another version of this available. But it basically does the same thing. Google Sheets is just a bit more of a cut down version of Microsoft Excel. So the first thing we need to do is as I say, to work out the hours worked per day, but we're going to use a basic formula for this. Now if you've already checked the help sheet, which you should already have tried to do, then it tells you that you will need to multiply the number of staff used, which is this column here, by the hours they work in a day, which is this area here. And I'm going to show you how. So we go back to our spreadsheet. I'm going to type in equals number used multiplied by, we use the asterisk, a bit like with programming, which is over on the right hand side of your keyboard. You should have a calculator keyboard and you can see all your mathematical operators there. Multiplied by that cell there, which is C8, hit enter, and that should work out for me. Now I could repeat this formula, equals that multiplied by that, and I can keep going down and repeating that manually, but there's always an easier way to do things with with spreadsheets. So on this rectangular cell here, towards the bottom right hand side, there is a little square. So if you hover over that, your pointer should turn into a black cross, and we call this the autofill. So I'm just left clicking and dragging down, and that repeats the formula. Now what you'll find is there is an error with this, and I'll explain why. So let's have a look what happens with each of the cell referencing as we go down. So if I click to the next cell underneath, you can see the formula has changed. So E13, E14, E15, E16 and so on. So it's recognized that we don't want to keep the cell references the same, and it's predicted what we want. The problem is we want to keep C8 as the same cell reference because we're always referencing the hours per day, which is in this one cell. So what we can do is make sure that the C8 stays the same. Now if I press F4 on my keyboard, it's the top row of your keyboard, press F4 and it will surround the cell reference with a $sign or $2 signs. Hit enter. And now try filling down again with the autofill, and you'll find that that should work for you. And let's have a look at the cell references again. So we can see if we go down to the next one, it's gone to E12, but C8 has stayed the same. The terminology we use for that is this is a relative cell reference. Just type that in there. That's relative. That means it's changeable. But we've also got a different type of cell reference with the dollar signs. We want to stay the same, and we call that an absolute cell reference. So there you go. You've got we've done multiplication, we've done autofill, and we've done cell references.